This episode is brought to you by Indochino. Give the perfect gift with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code MR to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with code MR. Hello, welcome to Mr. Rich Podcast. My name's Trey Stewart. This is my very handsome co-host and husband, Mr. Zachary Luker.
Hello, how are you? Welcome. Hi. It's so good to see you. Hi.
I was thinking the other day, I don't know why I say that so fast.
You say it every episode now.
Yeah.
I think you time yourself to see how fast you can get it.
It's weird.
And then when I listen to it at 1.5 speeds, it goes, hello, welcome to Mr. Podcast. My name's Trey Stewart.
I think you're the only person that listens to a podcast at 1.5 speed. I never do that.
If you listen to a podcast faster, please reach out.
I don't
Because
do that. I don't know anyone else that does that. It's just
people just talk slow sometimes.
Who? Me?
Well, in general.
I'm gonna
It's
start
the way you're
speed talking.
it's the way you're supposed to talk.
I'm gonna start speed talking so that no one can listen to this at 1.5 speed. Thank you.
Well, I typically do it 1.25. It just depends on.
I think you talk slow.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
You talk slower the older you get.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you'll slow down eventually. So stay tuned for the next 3 years to when Trey turns 30, and then hello and welcome to the Mr. Podcast.
Yeah, we won't
My
be here
name is
then.
Trey Stewart.
All right, well, this is boring.
And this is my very
Anyway.
handsome co-host and fiance. Or husband.
Are you excited for Paris?
I am excited for Paris.
What are you most excited about?
Getting out of here.
Okay.
Getting away
Great.
from life for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to explore Paris with two people that have never been before.
That's what I'm most excited. I like to play tour guide.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously excited for Barcelona because none of us have been before. So that'll be...
Yeah, I was talking to Courtney yesterday. She lived there for 6 or 8 months, and she was like, Barcelona is not fancy, by the way. And I was like, oh, interesting. Explain. And she was like, I wouldn't recommend wearing a sequin mini dress because they'll make fun of you. And I was like, okay, well, that ruins all my outfits.
Yeah, take that out of our luggage.
So
okay.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what not fancy is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does kind of help because now I feel like I don't have to have a million things in my bag.
Yeah.
I got to start packing. This is stressful.
The idea of staying in an Airbnb in a foreign country to me is just not my favorite, but I feel like we're going to be fine. It seems very, Taken. It feels like the plot to a new Taken movie.
I don't feel that way. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to have our own space that we don't have to walk through lobbies and stuff. It'll be nice to have our own little... This one doesn't have a pool, right? No, but it's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Where is somewhere else you would like to visit? What's on the bucket list?
Greece, Italy, Dublin. Kind of want to go to Germany. That'd be fun.
You know what's not on my bucket list? And I feel like it's on everyone's. Is Australia. It's just I'm not itching to get there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to go at some point, but
yeah,
it's not. I wouldn't say it's high. I'd like to go to Japan. That'd be fun.
I've heard Japan's interesting. Thailand would be cool.
Yeah. That'd be nice. We can get all that done next year.
Yeah, we'll get all that done next year.
All of it.
Cool. Great. Love
Great.
that. I feel like this trip is going to be interesting because usually when we travel together, all we do is eat and shop.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we could do here, but it's more fun to do it in another country.
Well, you get to try new food at least.
Yeah. So we're going with someone that's a picky eater, and the other one, I don't know if he's a big shopper, but, they'll get through it.
Oh, no. They'll be fine. I am excited to try a few new restaurants. I'm just excited to see. I like that we're going to go to certain places we've been to before.
No one
Paris.
better be sick on this trip.
I agree with that, yes.
I'm looking at you, Josh. Josh is over here sniffling, and I'm like, oh,
I
stay
promise
across
you,
that
I am
table.
not sick. I have just really, really sensitive allergies. I promise you.
I do think Courtney is coming to Barcelona. She texted me the other day, and she was like, it's going to be a game day decision. And I was like, well, it's kind of game day. We leave in 3 days. So I need to know if you're coming or not. She'll hop on a flight day of and be like, surprise.
Yeah, she'll just show up
which
and
won't
be
much
like,
of it.
oh, I'm here, and we're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah.
She'll have already been there for like 2 days.
Yeah,
she
she'll probably
like
get there before us.
met
Honestly.
somebody at the airport, stayed in his villa, and then she took a taxi on over. Like that's just kind of how it goes for her.
It's giving very White Lotus season 2.
Yeah.
To me,
Yep.
a different country, but that's how that's gonna go. Is that show coming back?
I have yes. I don't know.
Wait, but wait, no, just kidding. I can't give the spoiler. If people, well, no, not spoiler, but I was gonna say if people haven't watched it, then I won't.
Oh no!
But didn't one of the main characters die?
It's been months. Yeah, you can
Someone
say
always
that.
dies.
You can say that Jennifer.
Okay,
Coolidge
yeah.
dies.
So she won't be back. Or is this gonna be like a season of like this was before?
We don't know.
Okay.
Wait, so what character are you from White Lotus?
Zach.
Yeah, what character are you from
Let's
White
hear.
Lotus?
Which character am I?
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, there are. I think that I don't know. I feel like I relate to several of them. I feel like I could definitely be Jennifer Coolidge in certain instances, but I'm not as
Trey Zach.
unaware as she was.
Honestly, I feel like I didn't really fully pay attention.
Yeah, that's fair.
watched it.
You know what? If you miss like one scene, you miss a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was a lot, but it was
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I will say, I do wonder if Squid Games is coming back because I heard that it was, and it's been a while since we've had.
I'm not
Squid
looking
Games.
for it.
Yeah, season 2 just got announced.
Did it? Okay,
like,
good.
Trailer dropped on Netflix like 2 days ago.
Oh, really? Okay, I have to go watch that.
Yep.
Because I really enjoyed it. Even though it was in a different language, it didn't bother me.
I feel like there are a lot of shows I'm just like no longer interested in because either it's like been a minute or I'm just not interested. One of them being Selling Sunset. Not interested. I don't want to see I feel like it's just like the same stuff. It's just like
Is it because you're more
No.
in the real estate game
not even.
now?
I think it was just like a COVID thing. Like
oh yeah, I can
Squid
see
Games
that.
was a COVID thing. Like I'm past it. It's been
Mhm.
3 years.
Yeah.
Like let's move on. Like give me something new.
I
you know?
forget Selling Sunset was huge during
Huge.
COVID. Yeah, absolutely.
And that wasn't
massive.
even like the first season. Like 2
Yeah.
seasons already been out,
Yeah.
and then I think season 3 came out during COVID, and people just went nuts over it because they were able to binge watch it.
Yeah.
And then we've moved on. I think when they lost Christine Quinn, they lost a lot. I think that was they felt like they were bigger than her, but they really weren't.
I mean, she carried a lot of
She
the
did.
plot lines. I mean, she was like definitely the star of the show.
She sure did.
You did say something though interesting. How do you guys approach not being able to speak, or do you speak the language when you're going to do countries? How do you approach that?
So Zach all of a sudden develops like a Parisian accent. He just goes wee wee to every like it's
Maybe
just
we
like
please get a
he
little
just-
taste.
No, I
No,
really,
he can't do it
I really
here.
can't. Like I don't.
But like in a Starbucks in Paris, he just starts ordering. Like he can just read the menu, and I'm like, "What are you saying? I want a frappuccino, a frappuccino. Do you know what that means?" And
I don't
then,
talk like that.
No, I do.
I don't. Oh, I'm like.
I do. And,
I
and
don't talk
Zach's
to them
over there
like
like,
they're-
"Tenez a quoi?" And I'm like, "Okay, order me a frappuccino." And it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's when he gets there, he just like immerses himself in
Well,
the culture.
I grew up. I took like one semester of like French, I think when I was in like elementary school or something. So I don't remember it, but once I'm there, after like or on day 2, I've heard enough that I'm like, oh yes, that's no, like I cannot have a full conversation whatsoever, but I can get my way around and find what I'm looking for. But not and it's funny because I feel like I've actually picked up French quicker than I picked up like anytime I go to Mexico or anywhere where they speak Spanish, I end up picking up French quicker than I do Spanish, and I took like 8 years of Spanish. So
So
There's
you
that.
have like a little translator just like
I sure
with
do.
you.
Last
you're just
time-
you're like, what does this mean, Zach? Oh my
Last time we
gosh.
were in Paris, they brought me like a water, and I was like, "Gracias," and Zach was like, "Oh no."
that's not.
I was like, "Como se dice baño?"
No, that's not.
That wasn't it.
That's not it. But you know, it's okay. That'd be like if somebody came over here and started speaking, Pig Latin to us or something,
What
just
is that?
expecting us to know.
What is Pig Latin?
It's a language that
Wait,
makes
is-
no sense.
Yeah, is that the one where like the
Is that-
first letter of every word goes to the back? or
Yeah,
is that,
something like that.
Is that what they speak in Louisiana?
No,
oh, my
Oh.
God, that would be hilarious.
they speak Cajun French, which might be also why I know more French than I realize that I do.
That makes a little sense.
I don't know it. Like I couldn't do it right now. But after a day of being there, then I'll be fine.
Interesting.
You know, I am so excited for some upcoming travel that we have. We are going to New York for New Year's.
I know, and I really need an outfit.
Yes. So what are we going to do?
Well, you threw me the other day that it's black tie.
No, it's not black tie. It's just cocktail. But I don't have a black suit. Because you also took me to a black tie event the other day and I wore gray.
Yeah, I mean, I have a black suit. Zach doesn't, but I don't want to wear black for New Year's. I want something like fun and spunky, you know?
Well, then look no further than Indochino.
I know. I need to stop by there like today.
Today, yes.
You can either set up an appointment to get measured, takes like 10 minutes, or you can measure yourself. Zach went and got measured. I measured myself, but I feel like probably should have gone.
And
to
they
get measured.
take every measurement possible. They measure your fingers, your eyes, your nose, your ear, your mouth. That suit, that shirt, those pants are going to fit you perfectly.
From timeless classics to bold statements, express your style exactly how you want. With new colors, fabrics, and outerwear styles, it's easy to create your next look. Choose the customization you want, from buttons to vents to pockets to lapels. You name it, you can customize it.
And if you don't know what to get your loved one for the holiday season, you can give them a gift card to Indochino and give them the perfect fit for Christmas. You can use code MR at Indochino.com and get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. Give a perfect gift with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code MR to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more.
That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with promo code MR. So I've used BetterHelp for years, but I've never tried the couples counseling portion of it. And I love therapy because I think you should talk to a therapist, whether times are good, times are bad. I don't think there's this negative stigma around therapy. Like, I mean, we bring Lori on this podcast, I feel like once a month, just because I love having a sounding board, someone to talk to. So they have a couples counseling segment to BetterHelp now, and Zach and I have done couples counseling the last 3 weeks, and let me tell you, it has been so helpful for me to realize that I am perfect in this relationship, but it's a good time for me to vent about how Zach annoys me. Wouldn't you say so, Zach?
I think you do a great job at it.
At what, venting or at our relationship?
Both.
Thank you. I think. Anyways, if anyone has not tried couples counseling, I highly recommend it. We've gotten so many just good, helpful date night tips.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we realized how busy we were until our counselor was like, holy shit, y'all do a lot. Y'all need to chill a little bit. And we're like, no, it's not really our vibe. And he's like, well, you kind of should. And so this morning, this is actually kind of cool. I really like this. He had us buy a deck of cards and we split the deck in half. And so basically there's 52 cards in a deck, so each card is a different week, and we each had to write down with a Sharpie on this deck of cards a different date idea. And he was like, it can't be dinner, you eat dinner every day. He's like, it can't be a movie, that's boring, that's not y'all connecting. He was like, you need different creative ideas, and then you shuffle the deck and you pick one. So this week, we shuffled and Zach picked one that I wrote, and it was that we walked the Katy Trail together and get coffee somewhere off Knox. And so we did it this morning. It was so fun, wasn't it?
It was. It was nice to get up.
Right?
That's the one thing I do like about this time change is there's sunlight in the morning, so it kind of gets your day going quicker. But then come 4 o'clock, I'm like, all right, well, it might as well be midnight by now.
And Zach likes going to bed at 7 anyway. So
yeah, I think I went to bed at 7:45.
He did.
Or yeah, the other night, the first night of daylight savings time.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it really has been great.
Do you feel like you had a negative idea of therapy before me?
Yes.
Really?
You didn't go to therapy unless you needed help or unless you had a problem that you needed to talk through, at least the way that I was raised. And so, I mean, even going to Lori was stressful the first time because I was like, I don't feel like I need it. I just didn't understand it. But no, I mean, even we're not going because we have problems. We're going just to,
because we don't have problems.
yeah, just figure out.
I'm like, we are too perfect as a couple.
Figure out
What
our
do we do
relationship.
about
And
this?
yeah, to your point, it really has been, I mean, every couple argues and whatnot. So he even gave us some advice on how to, approach disagreements. And it was how did he worded it really well. It was like a decision night or solutions night was what he said. And so if you have a disagreement and you don't have an answer in the moment, you have 24 hours to, ponder it and think of your solutions. And I think that that'll be beneficial for us too.
Yeah, I actually hate that one because I like to find the solution right then, but whatever.
Yeah, it's not going to go well for Trey, but we haven't had to use it yet.
So that's
nice.
good. Okay, wait. Is there any chance our counselor will listen to this? You didn't send him the link to our podcast, right?
No.
Okay, great. So we're doing our session with him.
Oh, well, you probably know, because if he ever gets it, then he'll go backwards.
Okay, never mind.
No, don't do that to
I have
him.
a funny story.
Wait, okay. I'll cut all this out. Say it anyway.
His grinder just starts going off.
And he's like, I don't know if he's married or if he's with somebody.
No, he said he's married.
Okay, yeah. But like at the beginning of the session.
Damn. Oh, that would have been a good story, but
And it went off more than once.
That is.
And it's one of those things you hear that noise and you'll never forget what that noise is.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
But I think therapy's fun because now I can, anytime Zach does anything, the noise, I'm like, well, I'm bringing that up next week.
Yeah, you do that all the time now.
But our therapist thinks that we're a great couple.
No, he does.
I'm like, good, thank goodness.
He's like, you guys are great.
He's like, you'll make it to 80.
I'm like, yeah, relationship-wise, maybe not health-wise, but
Where are you going?
I don't know.
I was thinking about that the other day. When you die, I'm going to be really sad.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that was a thought to have.
Well,
Speaking
just
of-
like you're turning 30.
Yeah, no. Well, speaking of turning 30 and having, just living a long life, open enrollment just started at my work, and I elected for every benefit that we have at this point because one of them was like critical illness, and it covers 100% of like heart attacks and strokes and Parkinson's and.
Why do
like
you keep?
three
I
or
feel like
four
you're
things.
trying to like manifest that you get Parkinson's. You keep talking.
I'm not
about
manifesting it. I'm just accepting that I'm gonna have it.
No, why?
Because I'd rather accept it now and be okay with it later than.
Or how about we're just like, I'm not gonna have that.
Wait, Zach. What? Before we get too deep into
Because
Zach has Parkinson's.
Once I start
storyline.
moving my head, I literally cannot stop.
Okay, but that's okay. That can be
I
quite a
know.
few different things.
But I'm just
I feel like
prepare
you're
for
trying
the
to pull Parkinson's
prepare
forward.
for the worst and or
To be
expect
fair,
the worst.
I'm prepared to have dementia when I'm older, so I kind of.
I don't think that we should be manifesting that because that's gonna be
I'm
my
not
problem.
manifesting it.
Yeah, it's gonna trade.
I'm
you
not.
have a lot.
I'm
you're
not
gonna be
annoy
taking-
me.
hoping it happens. I'm just ready for it when it does. I'm gonna be the old man who constantly shakes his head.
Well, you kind of already are, I guess.
I know. So
In
anyway,
church, he taps his leg while we're praying, and I'm like, "Dear Jesus, I pray that stops." And so far, the Lord has not answered that prayer, but I'm staying consistent with it.
he'll answer it one day. It'll stop when the rest of my body stops.
That stresses me out too. So this past weekend, we did in Deep Ellum. There's like this bar bike thing. Like you ride this bike around to the different bars, and we did that for Zach's birthday. Zach was litty titty.
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
got really drunk really
I
fast.
have not seen him. Mind you, he also doesn't drink. So I think that probably is a big part of why you got to where you were. But he was just having the time of his life. I scheduled this very strategically. So we did a brunch at 12. We did the bike from 1:30 to 3:30 because I knew, what
it
is Zach
was-
going to want on his birthday? He's going to be in bed by 7. And you know what? He was.
Yeah, I think it was like 8.
What
or
was the
8:30,
last
but-
thing you remember?
I mean, I remember the whole night. There were there were little parts that I forgot, but
So we go to this bar bike and we get done and everyone's like, where are we going next? And Zach was like, home. And they're like, no. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to turn my grill on and grill burgers. And they're all like, okay, well, we're going to go out because it's 3:30. And so we stopped at Mr. Mister for a drink. Zach went in the back and found, we have this new shot ski thing at Mr. Mister. And Zach found it, brought it out with a sparkler. And I don't know if he thought I was making a reel in the moment, but I have the video. I'll have to send it to you, Josh, to add to the YouTube video. He thought he was
Zach, this is your birthday day, so you're allowed to sit and nix this.
Yeah. So he thought he was making a really cool transition. What he ended up doing was almost lighting my hand on fire because he took the sparkler and put it right in the camera, which is where my hand was. And I almost just went up in flames, but I didn't, thank goodness. Then I took him to Kroger because he was like, I have to get supplies for my cookout. And I was like, okay. He bought 20 burgers. He bought 3 dog toys. He bought 2 bags of almost expired Halloween candy. What a time.
Yeah, there were...
And he was in bed by 7.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later. I remember at one point when the people that did come over came over, I just was like apologizing to everybody. Like, I'm sorry I'm so drunk.
But have a burger.
I was like, I'm sorry that I'm so drunk, but I still cooked and they're still good. And thank you for having me. Because, yeah, I really don't get drunk like that very often.
No, never. Like, I don't know the
And
last
everybody,
time.
but everybody, I mean, I remember this. Everybody was like, no, it's really okay. Like, we love it. Like, we love seeing you, like, relaxed and chill out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the next day, my phone popped up like a memory of his last birthday, and he was at Mr. Mister, like, drinking. I think Courtney was, like, pouring alcohol from the bottle into his mouth. And then I have a photo of him rummaging through the sale Halloween candy this birthday. It's just the difference in 29 and 30 is drastic.
It really is.
But let me tell you, there is nothing better. There is one that's very talented of you to be able to drunk cook and it come out good. I've had a lot of people that I come over to their place and it's just absolutely terrible. 2, drunk finding sale Halloween candy is a great way to spend your birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 weeks ago that candy was like $20-$30 a bag, and I think we got it for like $2 a bag or
He was
something. So
and then, and the dog toys. He was like, the dogs need these.
Ooh, yeah. Went crazy on the dog
hate them.
toys.
They hate them.
Yeah, they don't
have
use-
not
they don't
touched
use
them.
them.
You know, it's funny. You never think that you're always like, oh, they're going to love this. And then it's just, they're playing with the same
I
one.
was
over and
sad.
over
I was
again.
like, okay, well, I really got these for y'all, but it's okay. You don't have to like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's okay.
So right when we get home from Barcelona, Zach's sister is coming to town because last year I was like, he told me his sister was coming, got her a plane ticket, and he was like, yeah, she's coming to decorate Christmas trees. And I was like, okay, that takes like 20 minutes. Wrong. That takes 3 days. And I've since learned that takes 3 days. And so this year I was like, hey, is your sister coming to town? Because I don't want to do that. So I was like really pushing. I was like, we should fly your sister in. So she is coming right when we get back, which I'm excited for that. I love your sister. She's fun.
She is fun. And then we've got a bar crawl to do.
Yeah.
On that Saturday. That'll be fun.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do a bar crawl, Mr. Mister is doing it's called Gobble Till You Wobble. And so we're starting at Mr. Mister, and we're going to 6 different bars. I was really inspired by Zach's birthday party to do this, so it's going to be fun. We're starting at Mr. Mister at 5 o'clock. It's on the 25th. So tickets are like $10. You get like a souvenir cup, and then all the bars like made this a requirement because I really liked that the bar crawl that we did this. Everything is be $5, or all the drink specials at the other bars be $5. So I emailed all the bars and I was like, hey, whatever you're selling, it's going to be $5. And they were like, okay. So, because I love a cheap drink. There's nothing I hate. Nothing pisses me off more than a $20 drink. And I can't wait to get to the Ritz in Paris, and they're like $37 for a drink. I'll be like, yay, let's have 1.5. But, yeah. So, if you're looking to do a bar crawl, tickets are for sale.
And just for audience's awareness, how many Christmas trees did we decide on this year for the house?
5.
Well, we didn't decide on anything.
Well, we already have 4.
Yeah.
So we're adding a 5th one.
And the 5th one is going in your room.
In our primary bedroom, yes.
And then he might have a 6th.
I don't know. I don't know that I'm feeling another tree.
Do you do outdoor trees? Is that a thing?
That would be the 6th if I were to do another one, because I'm out of rooms in the house.
Trey's so happy that I said that out
Like,
loud.
the only room that doesn't have a tree at this point would be the 2 bathrooms and the laundry room. So, like, those don't need trees.
Yet.
So, yeah, the next part is, like, outdoor decor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told my sister that we'll get matching back braces, and we can, like, bedazzle them ourselves, because it's going to be fun. But then they look so pretty.
They do look pretty, and it's real sad when they come down, and our house looks, like, so undecorated. It's just like, meh.
Yeah. It is nice taking it all down because it's like, oh, wow, look at all the room we have. But then it is sad because it's like, wow, that took 3 days and it took 3 hours to take down.
You know what really confuses me is whenever I'm like touring a house, and there's been a few times I've looked at like, these were houses were like well over $1 million. And they are just so poorly decorated. I'm like, why would you spend that much money on a house and it just look like that? Ew, there was this one that I showed. It was a rental, but it wasn't cheap. It was like $5,500 a month. It was right off Lower Greenville. I was touring it with Jordan actually, and when I tell you this thing looked like, the best way to describe it is like it looked like one giant, like, dried up cum rack. It was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my entire life. It was like 3 SMU boys lived there. They were like 20, 21 years old. That place had never seen a Roomba or a housekeeper. It was disgusting. Like, disgusting. And we were walking with these clients, and I was like, guys, I don't even know if the landlord could fix this in time for you to be in. Like, I think there was like 2 weeks, and I was like, this thing needs new carpet. It needs a full deep clean, a full repaint. I don't know if I would let you rent this. Like, this is gross. And I didn't, but yeah.
So what I got out of that was you're a superhero for having them not go through that misery.
Oh, I talk people out of houses way more than I talk them into them. Like, there was one I saw the other day, and it was for sale, but it like had a tenant in it, and these tenants were it was also so gross that I was like, I don't know what you're buying here. Like, once all their shit's out, I can't tell you what's under there. Like, that I would steer very far clear from this.
I mean, that's a very important part of it, though. You have to make sure that, like, your client isn't getting. It's not always about the sale. It's about making sure that it's about the quality.
Because then, like, there could be $20,000 worth of sheetrock work under all this junk. Like, well, bon voyage, bitches. We're off to Paris.
We are headed out in a few hours. I can't wait.
Yes. You can follow me on Instagram at Trey_Stewart.
You can follow me on Instagram at Zach_Luker.
You can watch us on YouTube at the Mr. Podcast. Bye.
Bye.